where does traditional African medicine fall into all of this?
The short answer is it doesn't.
Okay.
The traditional African medicine isn't covered by the new complementary medicines regulations. There is a separate bill that's been tabled in relation to African traditional medicines, but it seems somewhat peculiar. The Medicines Control Council is tasked with public safety, in essence, and what it is, it regulates in accordance with what is in the interest of public safety. On face value, the regulations are promulgated on that exact same basis, to say that as a result of these regulations, the public are safer. I'm of a somewhat different view, because the MCC has always retained the power to withdraw products from the market if they deem them to be unsafe. However, if we introduce African traditional medicines into the same paradigm, that's the same realm, there's no standardization. If, for example, you take a traditional medicine and it were made in a factory, it were commercialized, and royalties were paid to the community, where that medicine emanated from, and they used a set ingredient which was standardized to a set extract, etc., monitored by the same factory personnel who are going to manufacture the other complementary medicines, that would be excellent. However, practically, it's not going to work that way. What's going to happen is there's going to be someone who's going to mix a cocktail of ingredients together in one particular settlement and sell it to you to say, all right, this will cure your flu. In the next settlement, there's going to be a similar person manufacturing a similar concoction or cocktail, also with the intention of curing your flu. Now, if one of the plant derivatives that they used is similar but not quite the same, the one person may well have their flu cured, the other person might die.
Well, that doesn't sound safe.
Sorry?
That doesn't sound safe.
Not at all. But that leads us to the very important question, the very vexing question, is that we increasing incrementally the amount of hoops that complementary medicines manufacturers must jump through in order to remain compliant. Yet the production of traditional medicine like this is completely free, in that there is no set regulation and standardization on the grounds of public safety.
Why doesn't that fall into the complementary medicine definition?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Why doesn't traditional African medicine fall into the complementary medicine category? Why doesn't it fall under that umbrella?
In terms of why it hasn't to date, I'm possibly the wrong person to answer that. I don't sit in the shoes of the Medicines Control Council, but it's a very interesting question to ask. African traditional medicine, there's a cultural sensitivity to that. A lot of the recipes have been passed down from generation to generation over hundreds, if not thousands of years. A lot of the medicines may be proven to be scientifically ineffective. Maybe some of them are incredibly effective. But that's not the point. The point of traditional medicine is that one believes them to be effective. And tradition dictates, for example, when you have the flu, you take, X cocktail of substances. And where African traditional medicine becomes complex is that it's part of a tradition and a culture and a belief system, as opposed to merely a medical system. And in terms of the Constitution, it becomes somewhat complex, because you're entitled to freedom of belief and freedom of your own tradition and culture, etc. And this forms part of that. So when you talk of the Medicines Control Council having its ambit extended over African traditional medicine, which I believe it should, it's not as simple as probably what it ought to be.